back at it. We're in this podcast. We're talking about, spirituality, all that type of stuff. And I got the best guest for this. So we're gonna do some intros real quick. So we're gonna start with Zhaung. You're gonna introduce yourself, give some facts to the audience.
William from China. That's about it.
All right, Bellissimo.
Hey, my name's Will. I've been studying sun gazing for the past year and a half and like spiritual meditation. I think honestly being on this podcast is a really big honor. Pranay, I'm really excited because one day I was watching the podcast yesterday and now I'm on the podcast. That's just crazy to me and I'm really blessed to be on here. Thank you, Pranay.
Respect. All right, Trey.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Trey. I've been studying psychedelics, all that mindful spiritual stuff for about 5 years right now. And I've been watching the Seventh Dimension podcast for a minute now. Really excited to be on, really excited to get this conversation started and going, just really dive into the truth.
That's dope. Austin.
What's up? You can call me, you can call me Jelly. My realm is I'm more about getting back in touch with nature,
Nature.
Speaking of sun gazing, all that. I don't dive into the world of psychedelics like some of these guys do, but I'm all about getting back in touch with our roots, where we come from. I like a bit of astral projection, all that kind of stuff is good.
All right, cool. So I guess let's get start right into it. So I guess the first question would be, what are your guys' thoughts on spirituality and third eye, chakras, all that type of stuff, and how it's kind of affected your life in a way? How you you see things differently, emotions, just dive in.
Right, you got this.
All right, so basically, doing my research of psychedelics, we have come across chakra and stuff is a very Eastern, cultural thing. Is basically the gates to open up just your path to enlightenment. You have chakras all over, it's points on your body, and basically you need to keep those open at all times. You can't cloud it up with negativity and all that. You gotta keep a straight mind. And that before I just sit in my room, lights off, close my eyes, and just meditate. And sometimes I astral project, for a quick 5 minutes, go around campus, clear my mind, and then after that, nighttime, once again, instead of sun gaze, I'm stargazing. You got to keep the mind clear. You can't be clouded up by this social media stuff, Instagram, Snapchat.
Has it changed your outlook on life and the way you see things differently and your affected your emotions and stuff? Has it from
before I started this path, I was a menace. My old personality do-rag, it wasn't a safe one. I was in and out of the county jail. I wasn't doing things right, and ever since I got out and when I got in, it was a lot of religions you hear. There's a lot of Christians in there, Muslims, but I was that's just not for me, yes, there's something bigger, but I don't know if it's necessarily a God, and so that's when I found, Soluminati, talking about, gazing, spirituality, and just self, and I just really found that connected to me, and so to this day, I just gaze and just think, and also see me retent, because, that's a big part of having a clear mind, so yeah.
Retain.
Thanks. Okay, let's go with Bellissimo.
Pranay, I actually wanted to dive off into a different sector. Can I pull up a photo real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Can you allow me to screen share?
No, I don't know how to do that.
Oh my God. No, just make me the host then.
Okay, I'll make you okay, I made you co-host. Okay.
Thank you, Pranay. Yeah, so we're on this screen right here. I actually wanted to get your thoughts on the pineal gland, the anterior.
Oh, yeah, the pineal gland, third eye.
Third eye, right, Renee? Yeah. And I wanted to show you this photo and what you thought about it. So this is the pineal gland. This is a screenshot of someone's brain, and this is the Egyptian symbol.
Dude,
of royalty.
That's why, I feel like the people of the past, they just knew so much.
There's a lot of similarities between us. I just want to do you think new?
Exactly the same. If you see the shape and all of that, exactly the same. Yeah. And I feel it's just I feel back then people talked about it more because they weren't so, distracted by their phones, school,
social media,
all this stuff that's kind of put in a way to keep us from the truth. And people back then they had nothing else to do, so they explored themselves. And when they explored themselves, you see a lot of things in yourself that you wouldn't, normally see. And, you get the, you find out that you have a pineal gland, and that like, maybe it's not like a physical third eye, but I feel like it's kind of like an awareness, and like a way, it's like a balance between like your ego and like your super ego. So it's kind of like, it lets you see things through an open perspective. And that's honestly what my opinion, the third eye just is mainly for.
What do you think the use of the DMT in the third eye is used for? Are you a believer that when you die, your third eye, your pineal gland releases DMT through your body?
I don't know. For me, like that is complicated. Like I don't really believe, because none of us know. Like, because they're all like, they're all like theories that you could like reincarnate, go to heaven and hell. Like we don't know, because you don't know until you die. Like whatever is true is gonna happen when you die. So honestly, I don't really like to like have an opinion on that, but I do think it's a possibility. I mean, anything is a possibility, to be honest.
That's facts. That's facts.
I like that, Print. That's a good answer.
That's a great
All
answer.
right, Zhaung, what's up?
Yeah, like coming from China, from the East, one thing I really learned is that teenagers, you gotta stay away from the substances, like most people think, like these drugs, they open your third eye, but they just do the opposite, I think it's really important to control your lusts and desires as a teenager and become a stoic human being and stay away. As Trey said, semen retention, it's a really important concept, because if you overdo it, not only is it damaging your physical health, but, more importantly, it's damaging your mental health and your spirituality as a whole. This summer I really struggled with it, with all that free time, it's really hard to keep the retention going. But, now that we're back at school, I really regret my decision making this past summer, and I think I'm a new man now.
And I feel like people in the audience might think, "Oh, why are y'all talking about this? This is like, like not it." But I feel like, so many people, not struggle with it, but get lost in it, get lost in like, I guess, what we're given, and they kind of want like instant pleasure. And I feel like it's affecting a lot of people. I feel like it's affecting a lot of people, and I'm not saying like, to like, you don't have to repent, but like at least like kind of like realize, what you're doing. And like realize that there's other options and other like ways to get whatever you kind of like
exactly. And to add on is like a lot of people nowadays are like saying they woke, open their third eye, but they're just faking it.
This is when I think like really getting back like with nature comes in. Like barefoot hikes, like things like those. Getting outside.
Like honestly, I feel like it's kind of like things like, in my opinion, we should ban, like at least from like we're kids at least. Like I know it's kind of out there, but I feel like we should like not make them wear socks.
Oh,
I don't think we should. I mean, it depends on what like.
Not like that, but I feel like.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, not like need it, but I feel like just like I don't know. I feel like when you're like more like connecting, like it feels that you don't put like a filter or like a mask, but like help you. You just like go straight into something. I feel like you can get more of like a feel and experience and appreciation out of it. Because I feel like nowadays most people are just like, I don't know, stuck on like, their phones or their TVs or, all that. But like, they don't realize that there's so much like out there. There's so much to explore, and that we need to get in touch with. Because we only got one life. And there's no point.
For all we know, we only got one. Exactly.
If you're watching this podcast, get off your phone right now.
Something that's not even real. Something that's like, just like, dude, look, I just got a Gmail notification. This is like a notification for the future. And it's like, and then we're constantly obsessing over the past. And I feel like, we just got to live in the present. We just got to,
So Pranay, how do you cope with having a podcast that's on the internet? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well, see, the whole point of that, I know. The whole point of that is, though, it's kind of like spread awareness. Because, like, I feel like if you scoop up all this, like, third eye, seventh dimension type information in yourself, you're not doing anything. You're doing something for yourself, but, it comes to a point where it's like it gets too much. And that you want to help other people. You want to realize, you want to make a difference. You want to help other people kind of gain that awareness, because, it could change their life, and, it can, change the whole trajectory, whole outlook of their life. And,
So yeah,
like, how do you cope with the fact?
How do you what?
Trey, you go first.
I'm just saying, add on to Will. Basically, where you're touching on, Pranay, is that the ultimate goal of this podcast is to spread awareness and eventually have no need to do this podcast because everyone's awakened.
That's true, Pranay. If you're getting
Okay,
0
exactly.
views, that's
I mean,
actually
it's probably not gonna happen, but it's like I feel like I can end this podcast when I've like at least like helped us like a good amount of people make some sort of difference, or help find whatever they're like, what they need, or whatever their fulfillment is, or what they're looking for, I guess.
Also, Pranay, like, how do you like cope with the fact that you're so like underappreciated on the internet? Because nowadays people are just so corrupted with the things that don't really matter. Like,
I
people go on
know, and
YouTube
they're
to
like
watch like
a lot of
really
people. I feel like they don't really
ignorant
see that. They
stuff.
don't really see the distraction. They don't really see, that they're like in a sense being mind controlled by like, I don't know, like clickbait ads, TV. Like, you know how many people like probably how much McDonald's made after that like Travi Patty, just because it was just like they put Travis Scott, and people they just see that and they're like,
Hey, you think it's human? I've been seeing some stuff on the internet. People are saying that it's human beings in the Travi Patty.
What? I don't. Well, I haven't had it, so I can't really say anything. But why? I don't think they would do that.
I mean, there was this one YouTuber.
Matt Myers.
Matt Myers. I mean, he's a
He's an up
spiritual.
and comer. He's an
Okay,
up and
I don't
comer.
think. Okay, with those like spiritual, I don't think it's like human stuff. But I feel like it's like obviously it's not like the best for you, and it's like we've been like eating like I'm not like eating, but we've been like consuming a lot of shit that like causes our diseases like obesity, cancer. We've been eating a lot of this like pre-made, man-made stuff, and then the pharmacies make money off that because we get into this, we get the diseases, we get the stuff, and then they prescribe us.
They prescribe you medicines.
Yeah, the medicine that
better in some parts,
weaken you.
but then they
that weaken you, and and what were you just talking about how you're getting off your ADHD meds?
Yeah, my ADHD meds. They give you medicines that give you side effects, and then they give you other medicines that help with those side effects, and it's just a loop.
It's a loop, and it's like I'm not saying there's anything bad with them. I'm not trying to be like anti-vax, but I'm saying like that there's a lot of things that we could do in a sense. Eat healthier, eat like stuff that we grow, we made. Like, have you seen like
there's so many things in the forest that if you go out and you plant them and you make a tea out of them, like that'll like cure your ADHD, bro. Like nobody thinks about these.
I don't think that would happen, but it'd definitely be good.
Oh,
for
it's
you,
true.
Like, dude, have you seen the
you're
NLE
such a
Choppa
bot, bro. You're
gardening
such
video?
a bot.
No, NLE Choppa's life.
Everybody knows this, Pranay.
I don't know. We need to protect NLE, bro.
Yeah,
NLE is the future. Young rapper up and coming.
Like him, X.
He's getting woke though. NLE's getting pretty.
Yeah, Pranay, you're right. I got hit by the government because he was too powerful to be spreading such a message. He was the Messiah.
Dude, I'm scared for NLE. Not gonna lie. Like I feel like they might pull another X.
Bro, for real, he's so much clout, and then spreading the right message. They don't want that. They don't want to know we're in the Matrix. They don't want to know
because they don't want to.
You gotta check the files. It's in the files. If you just look in the files, you can see the zeros and ones are around us.
Renee, what are your thoughts? Do you meditate, Renee? Are you into meditation or no?
I feel like I don't know, not as much, but I feel like I meditate constantly. You know what I mean? Like I'm constantly in my thoughts. Like I feel like I have that. I can have that. I don't really need to call it meditation. I feel like I have different things. Maybe listening to some like music that maybe doesn't have like some words that I or like music that's like calm. Like I'm not big into like frequency stuff. You know how people like say they put like different frequencies and like that like I guess gives them sort of some peace, or like listen to some like I don't know, some chants. I'm not really into that stuff. But for me, I feel like my meditation is I guess listening to music, being with my thoughts. Making this podcast is my meditation. Like I love making these podcasts, spreading awareness, and put it right there.
I mean, also going off of that, I think to meditate, you really gotta eliminate its external effects on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta like stick to yourself and know what your personality is, and not get it mixed up with all these external forces. People trying to impose on you. You know what I mean? Like just gotta be yourself all the time.
Exactly.
And okay, I guess.
Can I share a quick quote real quick? I got from Zhaung Naughty.
Anything.
All right, so he basically said you need to stop chasing these hoes because once you get yourself right, the hoes will start chasing you. But you can't get distracted by them because you gotta find the right one for you. You can't get distracted.
Honestly, what I think about that is just like there's gonna be so much distractions thrown at you that you just gotta stay straight. You gotta keep on going, whatever your goal is. Maybe if it's working out in the gym, or if it's like getting like I don't know something great, or like you gotta be focused for that. And then like after you get what you want to get, then I feel like that you'll like have you'll experience the emotions and like the feelings or like the things that you want. You'll experience them to the fullest instead of like half, like, half, like, I mean, not really feeling it to the fullest, with distractions and all of that stuff. But yeah, I think it's a perfect segue to the last question, and everyone just give your quick thoughts on this. So, what is your seventh dimension? What, like, because I'm trying to define this, but for me, it's something that, like, making these podcasts, talking with people, gaining perspective, listening to music, maybe put on some like Cuddy, Kendrick, or like some like random ass like Italian music that has like no words, or all this, like, being sun gazing, being one with like everyone. I feel like that's for me my seventh dimension. It gives me like that sort of like peace, that calm, that balance, that that yin and yang that you kind of like, I guess, need. So I guess Zhaung, you start off, give your seventh dimension. Doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah, for me, like as I said before, really keep myself free of these lusts and like desires that are essentially sins, like really try to keep myself away from like all the negativity around me and just focus on meditating and thinking about love, peace and love. That's my life model. You know what I mean? Like, I guess peace and love just my seventh dimension, because you just gotta always keep it in your heart and like exterminate all the hate that's around in this world, because at the end of the day, like whether you sun gaze or do psychedelics, like you all do it for like the greater cause, the greater love, not for hate,
Bellissimo?
I'm kind of confused on what you mean by my seventh
Like,
dimension.
what like is a thing in life or something, an aspect in life that gives you, that lets you be yourself, that like lets you be, your true self, lets you, in like.
I think my perspective doesn't allow me to answer that question. I think, like, when we were talking about in philosophy class, I don't think I can answer that question. I think my seventh dimension is realizing that I can't answer that question.
It's respectable answer.
Like, but always searching, like I think.
Well, yeah, like uncertain. We were talking about in philosophy. It's like uncertainty. Like the more,
Yeah, like I understand. Like I honestly,
the more you know, the more you realize you don't know anything.
Yeah, that's not true. Yeah, the more, honestly, like, that's the one thing that like kind of got me into philosophy, is that like the realization that I don't know anything, and that you got to keep on exposing yourself to new things and gain the perspective, and hopefully, maybe you'll never find the answer, maybe you will, but honestly, I think the journey is what matters, and like who you're doing, like who you're with, like who who's with, like going on the journey with you, the people around you, people closest with you, is kind of like the most important things. But yeah, Trey, what's your seventh? What's like, I guess, your perspective on that? Like, what in life makes you yourself?
Honestly, just be able to wake up every day and help people realize they're slept. Just like they're sleepwalking, they're dead walking. The government is putting something like some curse or something in the system making them sleep. Just making them realize you got to wake up and realize what's going on around you. Like these pigeons, they ain't just really pigeons. Government cameras. Remember that. You gotta just. What keeps me going every day is knowing that I can help another person wake up. I can't tell you what your seventh dimension is. I can really just show you what worked for me and how I did it and how I'm going about it every day. I'm not necessarily the best person to look at. I'm probably the worst one. But all I know is that I'm awoke. I'm awake. I see everything. I see what the world really is for. And that's what keeps me going. I could just help one person every single day.
Austin, what about you?
Yeah, so kind of like for me, the seventh dimension's got to be the natural world. Like getting out there, trying to get a sense of like everything going on, because we like know nothing about. Like who knows what like the birds know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
Like we always think that we're the smartest creatures on this planet, but like, how do we know? We haven't talked to anyone. Like, there could be some aliens out there that are doing everything. So I just try to get out into the world and, experience nature and like get to know things, get out of cities. I don't live in a city, but if you do, get out of them cities, bro. They're not good. They're not good for you. They cloud your spirit, like full of negative energy. I don't think that's good for you at all. Got to eat natural food. I think gathering your own food's great. I think all of those things, that's got to be my seventh dimension.
Great. All right. Well,
I have one more question before you leave.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know you're a big fan of Joe Rogan, right?
Big
Have you heard him
Joe,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
his isolation tank?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of that? Would you ever get one and use one in your daily life?
An isolation thing?
Yeah.
What's I haven't watched that one.
Oh, okay. Basically, what it is just a room where it's completely like you can't see, you can't hear. It's basically it's like you basically feel like your physical self is not there, and it's only your spiritual self. And you practice.
It's a sensory deprivation tank.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
I've already been in one.
What?
Tell us your experience.
Okay, so like you know, like St. Andrews, like you know how they have on the showers, they have the light things.
Oh no.
Dude, so like I was in the shower and the lights turned off and you can't see anything. It's like it's just like everything's dark, everything's black. And it's like it's only you and your thoughts. And I know it's like a complicated thing, but I feel like for me, it allows me to realize that I'm small. Like I'm like this, just a very small speck in the universe, and I'm only here for a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a time. And that, way I'm gonna, I guess, gather myself is just to be myself and to
I mean,
do
no, what you're saying makes sense, but a real you have to go to a real one of those. Not,
I
like,
think
Yeah,
Will's
no,
a
I'm
bot.
not-
I
I'm
don't
not
think he
saying a
understands
real
what you're
one. I'm
talking
saying,
about,
like, this is
Pranay.
small-
I think
small
Will's in
sample
the
size.
process of waking up because he obviously doesn't know you know more than any of us
Will's a
here.
low-key
And that,
bot.
It's not
Will's
the
a low-key
context
bot.
that
yeah,
matters.
Will's a
It's
bot
Will's
here.
low-key
I don't know
bot.
why you invited.
Will speaks.
No,
Will speaks in JavaScript.
I gotta go.
bro.
I gotta go refuel. I gotta go refuel.
No. First of all, no one knows more than anything. That's the thing. No one knows more than everyone. Like everyone has their own perspective. Everyone has their own truths and stuff like that. But yeah, I see what you mean. I feel like in isolation room and stuff, it could do something really. Because I feel like it's just when you put people in like prisons, that's all they do. They have to sit there and reflect
The
on their
thoughts.
actions. And
No, but
That's what I had to do for 5
the
years.
tanks like literally make it so you can't feel anything. That's the whole point of it.
it's a like wait. So
Flow. It's like some like mixture of salt water.
But
It's like
also, you're like spending thousands of dollars for a spiritual experience.
I feel like,
It's
I
kinda
feel like for
dilutes
those
it,
type
you know
of
what I'm
people,
saying?
like
You
the
ever
ones that I
thought
go
about
to,
that?
I'm not like kind of with like I feel like I can just like do that at home, just like maybe turn on like just like reflect. I don't really think it's necessary, but maybe for someone that's like extremely
Yeah.
like maybe for someone that's like extremely like obsessed, like put like I guess I'm not saying a bot, but someone that's kind of like controlled by the system, and you
The
put
bot,
them in
that's what a
room.
bot.
I feel like that could
puppet.
maybe,
I feel like Bob and Puppet is kind of like
I see what you're
Puppet's
saying with the
good.
puppet and bot
Puppet's good.
thing. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Puppet. I think
I like
Puppet-
Puppet better. I like
I
Puppet
just don't
better.
think you can spend thousands of dollars and get an authentic like spiritual experience. I think that you're faking it and you're like.
Yeah, I think if you spend money,
It's just
that's not even the point of it. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just that turns into like a sort of like a cult kind of thing. You know what I mean?
All right,
Facts.
Pranay, one last thing before we get to go. And I heard some rumors, around the block about there's a possibility that like people starting to think you are being controlled by the central system, that the government is using your platform to use undermining messages of saying people like us are not.
Where are you reading this from? Did you write this down?
Dude, the sources do trust me, okay? So don't worry about that.
Or that
So
you don't
Wait,
have
so
to
you're
answer
saying
this.
that I'm like a spy for the government?
yeah, it's that you're basically collecting like information on all of us and giving to the government so they could track us and basically lead us
I
down
mean,
a path.
Honestly,
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying that's why people hear it. I want
yeah,
you
honestly,
to prove them wrong.
what I like to say is your perspective is your reality. So it's like if you kind of believe that, then you believe that. For me, like I don't know, but I think it's like I'm not saying I'm like I know I'm not, but I'm not saying that I'm not though. Like I don't. Maybe I could be, and like I don't even know. Like there's just like we've been given so many.
That's fair. I like
If you
that.
knew,
I like that.
if you knew, you wouldn't be a bot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You would
and
no
it's like,
longer be the bot.
yeah, and it's like if I knew, I feel like that's just be the whole like
Yeah.
that just like prove everything that we're being controlled and like. But I guess
Yeah.
that's the thing I'm trying to find. Like,
I think the major takeaway from this podcast should be that you need to stop dealing in certainties. Like
Yeah.
Don't be a
Yes.
bot.
you don't know anything.
Not
You
in
need to
certain,
stop-
not even science.
You need to stop going through life like you know everything. Like
Yeah.
you know
Yeah, you
anything.
got have an open perspective, have an open mind, and everything will all the rest will all the rest will come together.
And Pranay, we want to say something to you. I know like you ain't get that many viewers per video, but
Yeah, on the seventh dimension.
You gotta keep going.
no, but every time you get one view, you're helping that one person.
That's
out.
what I'm saying. Like I have my TikTok account, right? I got 50K on TikTok. I could be like posting this stuff. I could be,
You should start making it a spiritual TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on that. But I feel like for that would be cool because that'd be.
He's done some spiritual like song things happen.
Yeah. I've done. We could.
Maybe
I've
Will's
done some.
not like
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not like Alex. I don't really go on social media that much. I don't really have much. So
I actually don't. I just explore.
I actually don't. I
just
don't
like
need
to
to
know
see
what's
the
going on with
videos
the
because I
pod.
no longer
just like
need
to know.
social media.
Well,
But
what did you show me earlier? You showed me a video of
If you need
Soldier
that
Boy.
help,
You showed me a
stop
video
the
of
cap.
Soldier Boy
Stop
on
the cap.
Instagram. Stop-
Boy, that's cap. Boy, that's cap. Boy, that's cap.
No, Pranay, thank you for having us on the podcast.
All right, no problem, dude. Anytime, dude. The whole point of this
gazer,
podcast
gazer.
is gain perspective. See other people's ideas, have a conversation. We're just trying to, trying to.
That's the important part. Start a conversation.
Start a conversation in a respectful way where you try to understand instead of like stereotyping.
Would you like to explain what this is? Why you have stuff on social media?
Yo, stop.
Yo, he's a bot.
Bot. What we call him?
But all right, thank y'all for coming. I'm gonna stop this recording.